What is going on, guys? Thanks for joining my channel Robinhood. This is Bob. Today is Wednesday, November 11th, and I'm excited to report to you guys that I did not only just hit my 100 subscription goal, I did exceed it. I am currently at 105. Next big goal is going to be 200 subscribers. So guys, if you do like what you hear and see, please definitely hit the subscribe, like, and comment below. So today, guys, we're going to give you a complete breakdown of the earnings for Simon Property Group, and also just the main points of the conference call with Simon Property Group as well. So let's get started. Today was definitely a big red day for Simon Property Group. Not too surprised, just because when you do have a pretty sharp incline, usually there is a lot of sell-off. So I wouldn't be surprised if Simon Property Group trades around 70 to 80 for the next month or two. So today they are down 6.89% for the day. After hours, they are still down 0.35%. For the week, they are still up 15.49%. The month, they are up 8.99%. 3 month, 7.54%. 1 year, they're still down 52%. Still a lot of room to grow, guys. But like I said, I do expect them to probably go as low as 70, as high as 80, and just maybe float around that range for the next month or two until their next quarter, or if they do get some better news with the vaccine, or if they have a really huge holiday season in November and December. So let's check out the earnings. I'm just going to break it down in a simpler term for you guys. So I want to look at the second quarter compared to the third quarter. So expected earnings per share last quarter was at 0.98. They were expected to do 0.96 this quarter. They actually reported last quarter was 0.83. This quarter was well below what they thought was at 0.48. So they were down 18% last quarter. This quarter they were down 49, almost 50%. So if you look at the revenue side, they were expected last quarter to do 1.13. We did 1.16. This quarter we reported 1.06, and we did 1.06 of both quarters. So this was just about even, but we did lose about 6.6% last quarter, 8.19% this quarter. I'm going to go over the reason why the revenue is so low and the reported is so low on here. But the numbers overall aren't the best, but there's a reason for that. So let's look at the rent collection. So the second quarter of April and May were 51%. June was 69%. That gave an average of 57%, but with all the deferrals, it actually would come up to 78%. The third quarter average through the 3 months was actually up to 85%. So on the conference call, a lot of good news going on. So they have 600 signed leases for nearly 2 million square foot and more leases in the pipework. Some examples are Prada, Ferrari, Allbirds, and Uggs. You guys are familiar with Brook Brothers and Lucky Brands. They did acquire them, and their combined global sales are over $1.5 billion. So they are suspecting them to turn a profit very soon. So next year, as long as there's no another shutdown, they already expect to turn a profit with these acquisitions. Following up the acquisitions with JCPenney's, with Brookfield is still an ongoing concern. Transaction is under Section 363 of the Bankruptcy Code. All that means is they actually did both agree. JCPenney was kind of playing a little hardball. They did think they were a little bit undervalued by Simon Property Group, but no big takers were trying to jump in or give a better offer than Simon Property Group could. So they both did have an agreement. So it does go to a judge. They just have to approve it, and everything should be good. But they said all the paperwork and everything to get it completely done may be as long as sometime early next year. So with JCPenney, they did make $9 billion pre-COVID. They do feel confident. Simon Property Group does feel confident with the loyal customer base and will get them back and surpass the sales in time. So once they do acquire them, Spark will put their own twist on it. They're really good at advertising. They're really good at selling brands. And also with Lucky and Brook Brothers, they may be able to add some stuff into JCPenney that JCPenney wouldn't be able to get on their own before. Cash-wise, they still have 9.7 billion liquidity. 8.2 of that is credit, but 1.5 billion is cash on hand. So they are still well above of having money, just in case if we do have another shutdown. They still will be okay. But if another shutdown does happen, obviously that's going to hurt the stock, no matter how much money they have on hand or how much credit that they have. So they do expect lower abatements in the fourth quarter. So I was going over the sales and the revenue was so low in the third quarter, even though they did get a higher rent collection. So the abatements was for the smaller businesses for the rent collection and the credit provisions for bankruptcies. So $270 million of the money that they made went into abatements and the bankruptcies. So basically they're either forgiving some rents, they are reducing rent in a lot of the smaller businesses, which is always good so they can stay in business, and then for the long run they will make the money back. So like I said, $270 million just went into that. So in the fourth quarter, if they are expecting lower abatements, even by 50%, I mean, you're still looking at $135 million in pure profit that you're going to see. So they're assuming that the fourth quarter is going to be even better than the third quarter with less abatements, even if the rent collection is about the same. Other situation they talked about was Taubman Mall. So the situation still is unresolved. Simon did not comment anything about it, didn't say anything about it, just said he can't comment about it, just because they can go to court as soon as next week. The only, I guess, good news for us, bad news for Taubman, they did put their numbers out. On their profit side, they were down about 30%, which is about 5 to 10% more than other malls that's been putting out their numbers. So it's better for Simon, just because in our agreement with Taubman Mall is they would have to sustain an average or a decent amount of sales in order for them to buy them. So for them to be on the lower end of losing money with the malls, that obviously in that situation they are not holding up their end of the bargain. But I still suspect that there is going to be some type of breakup clause. You know, it could be up to $1 billion to break this deal. But I think in the long run, us buying them now would not be the best bet if we were forced to do that. Even though $1 billion is a lot of money, that will be even more if we had to take on all of their malls. So the hopes to collect more than 85% in the fourth quarter. They did say they think they can, but right now in October it's been pretty flat, so they've collected about the same amount of rent, which still is not a bad number. But I believe once the holiday kicks in, Black Friday, towards the end of November, all of December, I believe they can get it into hopefully the high 80s, low 90s. And with the lower abatements, I believe the fourth quarter will be a surprise and we'll have a good amount of jump in the stock, as long as we do not shut down. So they did have one question about Amazon. Unfortunately, they said there's no deals at all right now that's going on with Amazon. So that is a downside, just because Amazon, especially during the holidays, especially next year, and the way that they're going, of how much they can bring to the table, that right now they're not having any type of deal with them at the moment. But I do suspect eventually, because Amazon is growing like crazy, that Amazon will have to kind of say, hey, we're going to have to take over some property with them. So lastly, just want to report, if you do look on the website here, if you go to investorssimon.com, you can find just about everything you need to know with Simon Property Group, what's going on with the sales, last year's sales, and everything like that. But the main thing I wanted to point out was the dividend. So last time they paid it was on October 23rd. It was $1.30, and then it was paid out. They do expect another payout before the 31st. So since it is not a 3-month difference in when we got paid for it and when we're going to get paid for it, I believe if you read here, they are prorating it out to $1.04. per share, which is still not bad because, like I said, it's almost 2 months that we would get paid 2 dividends in 2 months. So that's not bad at all. They said they record on December 17th. It'll be payable on or before or on December 31st. So if you guys are trying to get as much shares as you can, you want to definitely buy it before the 15th, 16th of December. So that's going to be all for today, guys. Please definitely hit the like and subscribe. If you do have any comments, any questions, or any input, just let me know. Comment below. Please subscribe. Like I said, new goal is 200. So help me do that if you do like and see what you hear. Thank you, guys. Have a good day.